Alright, it's time for quesadillas. Actually, this plate is kind of... I already ate the quesadillas. I apologize. Now the quesadillas are on the tissue box. It's time for debugging Duel cubes. After spending like all night last night trying to come up with a decent flexible algorithm. Let me just put on my intellectual glasses. There we are, and my computer makes weird noises. Like sometimes you have to just like pop the sound. It's really weird. Anyway, so what I tried to do is get these. Okay. So basically, I don't know what that was. Basically, the algorithm here is, and I just randomly thought of this. I don't know if this is what other video games use, but at least it's original. So basically, we have this for loop, and it basically goes through each item in the array of collision map. And collision map is an array that contains the variables that contain all the meshes that I want the player to be able to collide with, and so it just goes through that and then sets the variable I, so I can reference I being that item by going collision map I, the element of that. Anyway, so so I'd do this so that the player's bounding box, which is like it's part of the three.js library. It basically makes it so that you can collisions can be recorded, which is also part of the three.js library. If two shapes are intersecting, return true or false, or false if they're not. So I need to have that so that it keeps updated and keeps the player keeps it following. And then I just thought of something. What if anyway, so I'll try that later, but right now, and so yeah. So after that, it checks if you're already on top of the box, because its position is oriented from the center. You have like a, yeah, like the center, and like the center of the shape. And so I figured the center of the shape, you have like the shape's dimensions. Well, the center is always going to be halfway, so you can like just half of the shape. Nope, that was an ad. So yeah, you'd have the shape and its center point. And so this is the shape's height divided by 2. And this is the shape's height divided by 2. Okay. And so I figured if you do here, if you set the position of your model, so the model would be like like this would be you. And you set that position to be this position, so then they'd both be at the same point, but that's not good because we don't want them to be at the same point because then he would end up being like this, and that's not what we want. We want it to be on top of the shape. So I add the height of the shape you're on divided by 2. So I add this, so then you'd be over here. That's still no good because we want it to be, because then like you're faded in the ground, and then I add to this, I add this, which is the height divided by 2 of the player, and then instead of that, the player would be like this because his half plus his half would be the how far up. This is like the worst diagram, but it would be how far up from the from the from the shape, from the reference point that I can easily calculate. So anyhow, with that, basically, so that means if it's like on the top, if you're just gliding around on the top perfectly, and then you will set this was just for reference. This actually doesn't mean anything. It's just for it was just for debugging. Yeah, and so basically, if you're touching it, midair is false, so that you'll stop falling. So that my falling jumping physics thingy will stop working. Oh jeez. And then yeah, and then you'd be on top of the thing. However, if and then after that, and so what I realized was that if you have an if inside an if, it's as if this if had this condition and this condition. I never really thought of it that way, but now, like, because when I first wrote out this condition, I put an and put this condition, and I was like, wait, that's not necessary, and so that was pretty cool. But yeah, for this is if this basically checks if the player has moved since the last calculation. If he has, fall. Basically, be in midair so that you can check if you are still on the ground. And so this implemented a system where at the end of the game loop is just a function that reads from top to bottom and then repeats itself, reads from top to bottom. So at the very bottom, I set the current position of the player's model to and by the way, this just means the player because we're inside the player class at the moment. I'd set that to the model's position, and I'd set and that would be the old model's position. So that after on the second run of the game loop function thing, it will know like the difference. So basically, just here is if the current position, like as this is being executed, is not the old position, or for both axes, that's what the or is for. Set midair to true, which means you're gonna fall. And yeah, you just fall, basically. And then when you do fall, it checks this. Because, no, sorry. It checks this if you're colliding with it. If it is, then that's good, but you're most likely that you're not, so it's gonna go, that's not true. So is this true? And this is if you intersect with the bounding box of the item in the array I, and that item in the array I is just like I is down here. I is the reference box and the floor. But right now the reference box works really well, but the floor does not. You seem to like just stick, like magnet like really quickly and you cannot jump anymore, and I've been trying to debug it. I don't understand why it's doing this. But yeah, so if you're intersecting the box, put yourself on top of the box. So this basically, except instead of it's a set instead of a is equal to. And so yeah, just put yourself on top of the box and say, and this is also for debugging. Console.log, the position has been corrected. The player's y coordinate is now, and then the current y position that was corrected. And set midair to false so that you'll stop falling, and set the velocity to 0. The vertical velocity. So anyhow, so yeah, that where is it? So I mean, it works. See, so basically, oh well, the velocity thing was just for debugging. So here it says the velocity. I constantly log the velocity so that I can see what it is. But so first it notices that you're inside the floor, and so it corrects you and puts you on top of the floor because the floor is 0.2 tall. Yes, wait, yeah. So it'll just put you on top of that, and so and then it notices that you're also kind of inside a cube, so it's gonna quickly correct your position to be outside the cube, to be on top of the cube, and then it'll say you're on top of the thing because this will be true, because it won't have to run. It won't go to the else if, because this is going to be true. And so the intentional feature here is that, like right now, like even if I'm going like this, because of the way height is read and interpreted, the height doesn't change with the rotation. My height is still right now. My height is horizontal, but as far as it's concerned, the height is still the same. So it's gonna look like I'm hovering because my point of rotation is the same. This is going to be fixed later, but what this means is that when you're jumping like that, it waits for you to actually collide with it before putting you back up. Meanwhile, if you do it like that, it doesn't do it. And this becomes very apparent when you start to move at an angle. So right now I'm moving and I'm fine, as intended, you know. But now I'm gonna look down slightly, and I'm gonna start to stutter. This is totally intentional. I mean, it's not. It makes total sense because, you know, because if you look right here, it takes some time to know that you're still hopping around because it's not sure, because you have a bit to fall because you're not touching it, you're slightly hovering above it. However, after a certain time, I made it so that you stop gliding, because at one point it's just going to be so, your gliding is going to be so small and so specific and so unnoticeable that it's not even worth it. And so when that happens, you're going to stay still. Like that. And you will stay still, even if you jump like that, you will stay still, because it'll know that you're not. It'll know that you're good. So yeah, that's that. So if I so I'm on top of it. So the initialization is good. It puts you on the top. That's cool. You are on the thing, which means that where is it? Yeah. Where'd it go? That's a bullet. Okay, here. So you are on top of the thing, which means this is true, and that is all that needs to be true. Yes. I'm kind of confused why it's not saying and also you are not moving, because this should be true too. Right? Ooh, that was unusual. You're on top of the thing. You are on top of the thing, and also you are not moving. Makes sense because it checks it after checking that. Corrects your position. You are on top of the thing. You are on top of the thing, and also you aren't moving. But oh, okay, okay. Wait. You are moving. Yeah. Derp. That should be preferable. Okay, so then what is so like this works. Works fine. The cube works perfectly fine. But like the floor, why? You're on top of the thing, you are on top of the thing, sets your velocity to this, corrects your position, sets your velocity to 0, you are on top of the thing. Okay, what does an ordinary jump look like? From that, 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 wait. Okay, that's me falling off. Let's just observe an ordinary old jump. Perfect. You're on top of the thing. The velocity gets changed. It gets incremented using the physics thingy. Okay, we're good. Then it starts to get into the negatives. This is at the peak of the jump. It starts going down, and then it starts going to a point where it is too far down, so it corrects its position. And remember, the velocity isn't necessarily the position. So anyway, so you are on top of the thing. So then the velocity's set to 0. So that's a pretty healthy ordinary jump. Maybe it has to do with the fact that like you get stuck. You like there's a visible So that is increment, bigger. I'm looking for a sudden like snap to the floor. Resets the velocity. That's good. Maybe what's the bounding box? Oh my gosh. The maybe like the bounding box of the floor is off. So floor.geometry compute bounding box floor.bounding box equals floor.geometry.bounding box dot clone. If this one works, that one should work too. I don't. What if I just didn't do this? Is this what broke it? No freaking way. That's what broke it? Are you kidding me? What? What is this sorcery? I don't understand. Well, now the oh, God, no! What? All this, all my morning spent debugging for that? Oh, my brain! Why? Is it because the bounding box wasn't moved when I moved the? What? Okay, okay. What if I just did floor dot bounding box dot position dot y? What if I just did this? No? Okay. That's um oh, oh, okay. So if I did this and put it after, nope, after this. Yes? Of undefined bounding box. Oh, okay, maybe bounding box doesn't have a position value thingy. Oh, okay, so if I just did if I did that, and then I grabbed, where'd it go? The update. Where'd it go? There. Floor. This, like, sometimes I don't like to use libraries because they really confuse. Like, there's already enough primitive functions and stuff to know about in JavaScript, and then I'm just introduced to like this whole plethora of other new primitive functions when I install a library. So it's overwhelming. Floor model isn't a thing. Floor.boundingbox.copy. Floor.geometry. Floor.matrix world. I don't even like I don't fucking know what this means. What does it mean? Save. Yes? Moment of truth. Yes! Oh my fucking god! Yes! And then... Yes! It works! It works! Yes! Oh my gosh. Finally! So the bounding box was still at the original 0 value. That makes sense. I actually kind of assumed it might have something to do with the bounding box. Oh my god. Yes! I don't know what the fuck this does, but it works. Save. It's time to save that shit. Actually... Wait. Parameters dot height divided by 2 plus, okay, minus that. Yes? Yes. Yeah, that. Oops. is that just... Alright, give me that. Wait, what? Wait. Whiteboard. Oh, that's a Chrome bug. Whiteboard. No. Oh, actually. Why not? Oh, nope. No, this is my style. Convenient, simple. Okay, and but ugly. The floor positioned height. It spawns at y0 if I want to make y0. If I want to put this so you stand like this and everything is on level to it, I'd have to move the whole shape down by half of its height. Why does... what? So why didn't this work? Huh? Okay, but for now I'm gonna remove... these consoles. Gonna remove that, gonna remove that, gonna remove this, gonna remove... I'm gonna keep that, because that's pretty cool for now. I'm gonna remove this and remove this, save it. Hello? What did I do? What did I... oh. Wait, what? $426. Oh, what the... I'm a derp. Was that why it didn't work? No, it couldn't be. That's awfully confusing, actually. I don't understand why. Oh. It works. The cube is just in the ground. Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome. I am so fucking proud of myself. Way too much than I probably should be. Okay. So I'm gonna use this for here. It's gonna be reference box, fuck it. Yes? Aha! Ha ha ha! Yeah, boy! Woo! Oh, frick yeah. Oh, I never thought I'd get this to work so beautifully! Oh, yes. It's so glorious. Rise, my beautiful creation. Oh, frick yeah. Okay, stage all. Fixed the damn bug. That's how I spell damn. Give me a break. Okay, yes, Adam. Adam, oh. Oh, that's unnecessary. Wait, oh. Oh no. Okay. Ugh. That's the longest commit name. Alright, I'm done. I am... Oh. I must remember. Push. You unintuitive UI, you. Yes, now I'm done. Good day, Adam. Good day... Oh, thank God I was recording. I don't know. Goodbye.